It's been a while since I showed you what's in my bag, so today I want to do a little update and show you all of my daily essentials. And as usual, I'm gonna keep things clutter-free and very organized. But then I also wanted to mention the reason this bag is the chosen one for this video in particular is because this is actually my most worn bag of the last 6 months. But everything that I'm gonna be showing you in this video, I can fit in pretty much all of my bags because they're very similar sizes, if not bigger. So first, I'm gonna start with my everyday essentials that I never ever leave the house without. This is something that I carry with me 100% of the time. But then in the second part of the video, I also want to show you what I take with me when I'm away for a little bit longer, for those, I don't know, 20-30% of the time, because for those situations, I just need a little bit more. But for every day, as I've said, this is more than enough for me. And the first thing that I have in my bag, can you guess? Of course, it's my phone, and the case is just a little bit old and it's a little bit dirty and I need a replacement, but obviously this is an essential I cannot live without. And then the second essential we all carry with us is of course the wallet. And I want to show you this wallet in particular because I'm so happy with it. I bought it, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, and it's still going strong. It still looks brand new if you ask me. It has this gorgeous nice baby pink color, but then very importantly, it checks all of the boxes for me, because when I was buying a wallet, I wanted something as small as possible, but it still does the job perfectly. So the first very important thing for me was of course that it has enough spots for the cards, and here I have 6 slots, but then I can also put more at the back if I want to. Then for my banknotes, which I don't use that often, so for me having space at the back is more than enough. But then more importantly, I also have a nice little pocket for all of my coins, which is nice and spacious, and I carry loads of coins with me. This is something that I use all of the time, and it was a very important thing for me to find the small wallet with a coin compartment, because when I was looking online, it was so hard to find the combo that I love. So of course, I'm gonna link it down below. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I really love this wallet. And I also know that if you carry loads of your banknotes, they also have a version that is just a little bit taller, so you can also have your banknotes at the back. So maybe in the future, once this one gets damaged, maybe I'm gonna upgrade it to have also an extra banknote compartment. But honestly, considering how much I use banknotes, for me, this, as I've said, is more than enough. So this is the wallet in a nutshell. And if you ask me, the wallet will make or break your handbag organization. That's why you want to find something as small as possible, but that it still has all of the functions that you need, because when you have a small wallet, you can then really utilize most of your handbags, even the smaller ones, the crossbody ones. And also because you can switch between the bags, everything is gonna be so much simpler. And in case you're thinking, no, but I cannot have such a small wallet like this, I also wanna give you a hack that I personally like to use, and that is to actually use your phone for all of your extra cards. You can put all of your loyalty cards in here. You can also have a wallet if you have an iPhone, or I'm sure even other phones have that option, but you can really utilize your phone for all of the extra cards. So then when you have the card slots, you can really just have only the really important ones, and the rest you have on your phone. And then I also have my home keys in my bag. Of course, this is an essential. And as you can see, this is really streamlined, because I remember in the past I have all of my keys on my key ring. Even those keys I use very occasionally. So now I keep those keys somewhere else, and if I need them for that moment, I'm just gonna grab them. But here I have all of my everyday keys, or keys that I use on a weekly basis. And then also when it comes to the keychains, I keep everything very minimal. In the past, I used to have these huge lions or teddy bears or I don't know what, and they just took so much space in my bag, but now everything is a little bit more streamlined. So I have this Louis Vuitton keychain that I bought ages ago, and it's a little bit scratched, but it still works and it still looks amazing. And then I also have just a little pom-pom that, even though it looks fluffy and big, it's actually really condensed once you kind of have it in your bag. So this is my cute little key set. And then when it comes to the car key, again, this is an essential. And here again, I have something to keep it a little bit more fun and cute. First, I have this little teddy bear that it's actually a part of the set. And the second teddy bear, it's on my husband's keys. And then I also have something that my sister gave to me that is very practical. And this is something that I use when I go grocery shopping for the card instead of the coins. So this is again very cute, streamlined and practical. And then when it comes to beauty products, I only have two that I carry with me on a daily basis. The first one that I have is just a tiny little hand cream because especially in the winter, my hands are gonna get really dry, so I use this one a lot. And then I also have, of course, I have just a classic lip balm because again, I never know when I'm gonna need it, especially in the winter. And then another essential that I never leave my house without are the disinfecting hand wipes. And this for me actually serves two reasons. First is of course that I can disinfect my hands if I need to, but then the second reason is kind of I use them as baby wipes if I need to wipe something. And honestly, this saved me so many times. For some reason, on a weekly basis, something happens when I need them or people around me need them. So for me, these are absolutely essential, and it took me a while to find a small little packet like this, but now that I have them, I keep buying them in bulk, so whenever I run out, I can easily replace them. And then the last essential that I have is this little pouch with more of my essentials. But this little pouch I actually bought recently, which I think it was less than a year ago. And again, it's from the same brand as my wallet. It's this cute little color. And inside I have everything I might need. So let me go through everything. First, I have my earphones and then also a little converter. So I can use this attachment for my laptop if I take laptop with me, or if I want to use this with my phone, I also have a little converter. So this is an essential for me. And then I also have something to clean my glasses with because I often have either my sunglasses or my prescription glasses with me. So this is an essential as well. Then I have some feminine products in case, something happens. Usually it doesn't really surprise me, but just in case I have this with me as well. And then of course, an essential for most of us, a little hair bubble that again, I just never know when I'm gonna need it. This one is really cute and tiny. And then I also have what I think are called plasters, pretty much something you can use if you have a wound or if you're bleeding a little bit. And yes, luckily I don't need this every day, but I still like to carry them with me because sometimes it can happen I need them or people around me need them. And honestly, I do find them quite useful to have them with me because when it happens and you need them, there is nothing better than to have them with you. And then probably my favorite essential that I use all of the time, and if you don't have it in your handbag, you have to have something like this because it's gonna change your life. And it's actually just a tiny little nail file. This is a glass nail file, and again, because I wanted to keep everything small, I found the tiniest one possible. And this one I probably use once, 2 times, 3 times a week because sometimes if my nail snags or something happen, I can just take care of it right away and my nail doesn't get worse. And honestly, I don't know how I lived without this one for years because now that I have it, it's so useful. And if I want to grow my nails, because I don't use a gel or anything like that, I have to be careful with all of the snags or little breaks, and I have to fix them right on the spot. So this one I absolutely adore, and this is my first round of daily essentials done. But now, as I said, I'm gonna show you what I take with me when I'm away for a little bit longer. But before I do, of course, I also want to ask you that if you're enjoying this video so far, that you give it a thumbs up. And also, if you come to this point in the video, leave me, of course, a bag emoji down below so I can know. Thank you. Of course, the bag is now empty, so I'm gonna put all of my essentials back in, and then I can show you how I top it off. As I said, because I keep my bag clutter-free, I still have a lot of space even in a small crossbody bag like this. And that's why if I'm gonna be away for a little bit longer, what I like to take with me first is of course the lipstick of the day. And then because sometimes my lip combo is very dependent on the lip liner as well, I like to take my lip liner with me as well. So this is something that I absolutely love and I just, like to touch up on. And then for my face, I like to have 2 different products. The first one is a little sponge that also comes with a little mirror that I use as a blotting paper, but also to use with my concealer. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty, and I like to use this sponge when I'm traveling as well because it's perfect for that. And then, as I said, I also have my concealer in case I want to touch up something. And because of the size, this goes perfectly inside. And then another essential that is crucial in the summer is my SPF stick that again, I'm gonna take with me if I'm gonna be spending a lot of time outside on the sun and I just wanna touch up. So this one is perfect and it's actually invisible, so I can easily layer it on top of my makeup as well. I love this one. And then I also have to mention a Kindle, which I'm not gonna take with me every time I'm going somewhere, but if I know I'm gonna be spending some time alone, this is something that I absolutely love. And because it's so thin, I can easily put it at the back of the bag. As you can see, it doesn't really take up a lot of space, which is perfect. And this is still not enough because I also like to vlog. I know this is very personal to me. Most people don't really vlog, but in case I do want to vlog, I also have my vlogging camera here in this little case. It's just a very popular Canon camera that most people use. I love it because it's so small and so practical, and I can easily put it on top right here. So whenever I need to reach it, it's very easy to access. And then the last accessory that I have for my, you know, everyday trips or even smaller trips, it doesn't really matter, are my sunglasses, which, to be honest, most of the time I'm just gonna have them on my head because, you know, I feel really cute. I love this look. But in case I want to move my head around or I want to just be free for some reason, I can put them right at the top of my vlogging camera and I can still technically close the bag. Now, this is extremely full, I'm gonna admit that, but most of the time I'm not gonna take all of these things with me. It's just gonna be a different combination. Sometimes I'm gonna take the vlogging camera, other times only my Kindle, then another time my makeup with a combination of the camera. You get the idea, but still, in case I wanted to take everything with me, technically I could still do it. But now if you wanna see my entire handbag collection, I will link the latest one right here so you can watch it next. But this is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you next time.